Howdy everybody, this is Jaybird. I'm just curious if any of y'all ever check level on a rifle level, like these two pieces here and that one, and with a big level there, and this only like this. I'm just doing this rail here, but just adjusting the screws, make all the levels level. I know the scope's on level because I already looked at it with the plumb line. It's up there on that window. But I'm gonna put one of these little ones. They're magnetic. You gotta watch out. Same spot. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna put cause I go off the breech. And there we go. That's a lot better. I go off the breech. That's why I use a rag. So I don't, I can get my my gun level. All right, it's level. I already checked it a while ago. But you see that level there matches the rest of these levels because it matched that big level. Of course, it's not metal, but I don't know where my metal one went. I had a 1 foot level that I was using, and can you see it? Yeah. Anyhow, I just re-leveled these. I've never done it before. I started with the big one and worked it to the line on one side. I picked it up, I flipped it around, put it in the same spot, moved it to the line to, back and forth with this knob right there, not the screw, but the knob. Now these have little Allen wrench holes in them on each side. So, but until you get this one to where you can do what I just did, flip it around. See here? Flip it around. Then you can work on your little ones. And you'll do the same thing. Flip it around. It'll go back to the center now. Before it wouldn't, they were off. I noticed that. But anyways, that's just a tip for the day. Now look, I can check this watch. Whoop. Now I'm gonna flip it around. Whoop. See that? That tells me the scope ain't level. Because I know this gun's level. But I go boom, boom, boom. Now, but once I twist and snug my scope up, then I'm going to come over to the old trusty line. I'm going to go back down the hallway. Man, I got to get a carpet cleaner. Them tenants are something else. I think I said it before. But anyways, go down the hallway about 10 yards. That'll quit swinging there in a minute. Those string. And re-level the gun just like this. This part here, right there. Re-level it because I got all of them level now. Of course, the rail changes. It twists, but you get closer. There you go. And you get a little closer, and then it'll do its thing. So that one might be a hair off, but okay. The gun's level. I'm gonna level it down the hallway using this one the same way. Bam. All right, level. These two I don't need no more. Now I go back down there and adjust. See, I don't even have this gun tight. Never tight in the vise because for can't. At C-A-N-T, apostrophe T, because some people kind of ain't worth the shit. But I'm not going to say nothing about that guy that uses holdover 3 mil dots, which is 9 inches, and hits that squirrel in the ass. If you watch enough of these videos, you'll know who I'm talking about. Or you could be like that other guy. Now, that guy's from sort of kind of south-ish east. Then he goes up north to hunt. I ain't figured that out yet. And I guess he got good grandparents. Or the other guy in California that shit always happens. Oh my God. Something's gonna break. And then he begs for money at the beginning of his, for viewers. It wouldn't be for viewers like you. I wouldn't have none of this. I'm a content creator. I think you're a dickweed, my damn self. See? Personal opinion. But anyways, that's what I'm doing right now. I got a good feel, 3,000 PSI feel on this thing, and I'm going to readjust that scope, and then I'll show y'all some other shit later. I had a bunch of squirrels. Oh, there's one out there. There's two out there, I think. Got squirrels out there. Squirrels, I see. See if we can see them. One's just to the right. A little bit more to the right. One's underneath the feeder. One's on the left leg of the feeder. There's one behind the leg of the feeder, unless that's the same. Wait, no, that's four. 4 squirrels, and I had about I come back here and I had about a dozen or so doves that came up. Everything's got a death wish coming up, so October the 1st is squirrel season. I got to double check here. 3 of them. 4th one stayed there. He's just looking. Must be 3 babies. Had more than that earlier. But anyhow, I just want to let y'all in on the leveling up a rifle scope system. Oh, gotta go back down there. Go back down there. Go back down. There we go. The rifle scope system. You can buy these for like $15. I like STKO stuff because you can find the center, but what's wrong with this? Now, my next thing I'll do is I'll find the center of this, which on that little mark right there, run a string. I'll try to find the center of the front of the scope, which shouldn't be too hard. I don't have a center finder, but I'll do some measurements. I'll run a piece of tape, put a tape, string, come across that mark. Now from there to there is going to be straight. Then I'm going to hold that string out all the way. I'm going to take this koi moderator off, and I'm going to hold that string all the way out. Then I'm going to take my yardstick. Well, I'll know right off the bat if when I go center here, whether or not my scope is running true with my barrel. Y'all understand that? Center mark here. Find a center mark here. Scope's loose. Center mark here. Okay, I'm pulling the string. I'll find a center mark here when everything's leveled up and all that crud. And I'll pull that string from the back across that set mark that is on the scope. Once the scope counter is correct, I'll find the center mark here. If need be, I have had to find a center mark right here sometimes, because I have a short 12-inch barrel in there, but this is an 18. Anyways, pull that shit off. find the center here. Anyway, pull that string, mark to mark, and the mark that you put here, right here, just some, once it's centered up and everything, the mark you put right there, wherever it's going to be, if that string don't match up from here to here, say it goes to the left a little bit, well, that means your barrel's not in line. It's sort of kind of like, what do you call that? Where you twist the barrel, you keep doing it around and around and around and around. You can do it with with the Talon P's, but there's a disc right here. It has holes in it. Wish I had one around here. I thought I did. Well, anyways, sort of kind of like them harmonic balancer disc. There's one there, and there's one here. Okay? And that just centers up your barrel with this housing. Because we're looking for straight shooting. In other words, I shoot at 20 yards, or say 10 yards. And I go to 30 yards. And you watch. Your point of impact at 10 yards is right here. But at 30 yards, if the barrel is left, by the string, go there, boom, boom, your string's crooked, it's leaning this way, means your barrel's coming back left. Yeah. Then that's when I would have to go into here, loosen these. There's 2 screws on this particular rifle, 2 and 2. And spin or leave the disc loose with just one of the long screws in it. And turn the barrel until I find the center up here. And all this right here matches that mark, and it'll match that mark. Then I'll put my, I don't need my yardstick, but anyways, hey, the only it's simple. Either you're going to turn it, find the center like that, and your gun is then going to, it may go up, it may go down. Shoot up or shoot down. If I had one, I'd want the barrel coming up. That way, you may not never have to put a 20 MOA or raise the scope up 20 MOA, where the scope's down and the barrel's up, for if you're shooting long range. But at 50 yards, I'm just worrying about it being straight on. And with this system that I've been using, I shoot at 10 yards. I may even shoot 15, and I'll shoot 20. And I might go out to 30 or 40. But once I see that barrel is lined up with this scope, it's all over with but the crime, because the elevation is the easiest part. The up and down is the easiest part of, to me, of sighting in a scope. You always want it correct, though. You want that barrel straight with that crosshair as much as you can get it. And then you'll start testing, and you wonder why. Well, why am I shooting to the right? Okay, because your barrel's probably off-centered a little bit. You can correct it by shimming the scope. I don't recommend that. Leave the scope where it's at. Do this string test that I'm telling you. And then rotate your barrel. And if you did any modifications to your gun barrel, You know, because most of them have 2 screws. Hold the barrel in. And you made the port bigger. It's not going to kill you to recenter those 2 little dimples in the top. Just figure out which way you got to go when you turn it. Okay, you turn it. You look. You mark each one of them. Drill your little dimple, drill your little dimple. First punch it, and then drill it and drill it. Just little dimples. And then screw it on there. And you'll straighten that barrel out. You'll straighten that barrel out. This ain't an FX way. This is just old country boy, the way I was taught to do stuff. But you got to have some good levels and everything. Well, y'all take care for the rest of the day if I don't get back with you. I'm fixing to finish putting this Veyron scope. It's a low power, 3 power, so I can shoot at night. I ended up putting the coil on there. I'm going to be running this gun at 800 feet per second. I changed the they have these top hats. I went down to the smallest hole I could find, and I'm gonna run that screw back down to 0 right there, because I'm only looking at, I don't know, I want something like 800, 850. The reasoning being, shooting at night, shooting off a horse, it won't spook her, because her head's going to be down eating grass, because I give her the reins whenever I get ready to shoot. It won't spook her. It's quiet. If there's another rabbit, raccoon, or something right next to it, and I'm shooting at 25 yards, I shoot that ear hole, 1 raccoon down, and this is 20 caliber. I'm going to be shooting them Benjamin pellets. I think these are 14.3. Take that back. I put that in the ear hole of a raccoon at 25 yards. If another one's around there, because the gun's quiet, because I've lowered the pressure, but the foot pounds are still there, and I hit him in the correct spot, which is an ear hole, then I might get 2 of them at one time. Other than that, I don't kill possums. Y'all take care and be safe.